So today I just buy um, PlayStation Vita. It's very cheap. It's only 85, 75 to $80. I think it's very cheap, but it's broken. The seller say that it's the left analog is broken. Let we see if we can fix this PlayStation Vita. Let's check this out. So at first, let's unbox the PlayStation Vita. So the box condition is actually it's not good at all. That's fine. So what's the inside of this box? So we get the console and only the charger for the PlayStation Vita. So just move it out and we focus on the console. So we get the that's pretty nice pouch, can use it, and this console. So can I turn this on? Oh, okay, that's right, I can turn this on. Okay, this sound it's working. Everything is fine. The D-pad it's work. Okay, this left analog it's just not working. Okay, if you have the problem like this, you may be buy the new analog for replacing this broken analog, but let's we check it first what's causing this broken analog. We analyze it and maybe we can fix it without we buy the new analog. So we already know that the left analog it's not working. Actually you can test the hardware at first. In this console it's jailbreak, so we can install the hardware tester for this console. We can install the Vita hardware. I think the name is Vita hardware. And this file extension is VVD. So it says that the Vita hardware test, and we can install it first. It's installed for you. Yes. So if you want to install this kind of unofficial apps, you need to jailbreak your PS Vita at first. The tutorial for jailbreak the PS Vita is everywhere. You can search it on YouTube or the random blog. You can use the instruction to jailbreak your PS Vita. So this PS Vita condition is has been jailbreak, so I can install the unofficial software, and we want to use the Vita hardware test to check the hardware on this PlayStation Vita. So it's should be like this. We check. You can check the button. It will be turned red. If you can see, right? All the hardware is check. You can check all the hardware. Yes, the D-pad work. The analog, the status analog or the coordinate of the analog can be seen on the top of the screen. For example, like I'll move the right analog stick, it will be change the coordinate, right? But when we move the left, it's not move at all. So we already know that the hardware has a problem. So let's we tear down this PlayStation Vita. First we turn off this PlayStation Vita. Let's if you want to open this PlayStation Vita, you need to remove 7 screw. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Let me remove the SD card first. So let's we remove. I'm recommend you to get some tool like this to replace your PlayStation Vita, so the analog it's not get a huge pressure. It can damage your analog too. So make sure you use like this. And the last screw. Okay. So the first step, if you want to open the back case of the PlayStation Vita, you can use these edges. It's more safe and you not damage the another edges. So just use this side and pull. Yes, like that. And you can remove the other side. When it's open, carefully to open this package because it has a connector for the back touchscreen. So remove it. Very careful, and voila. The package it has been removed. So the problem it's on the left analog. So we focus on this side. So let me remove the button trigger. So in this side we have the problem in this side. So the first thing to do is to remove the battery, because the battery need to be removed first to save your board if you touch the other components, and you can make the short circuit. So make sure you take off the battery at first. And second, we need to remove this board. So first remove the ribbon cable. This is the ribbon cable for the analog, and this is the connector from the left port to the main port, and this is the button for the trigger, the left trigger. Then we can remove the 2 screws. And we can take off this port. So very carefully take off this port. It has dual lock, so you need to move it very carefully. And we take this. Okay, now we can remove the analog button. So the first thing you can do is just screening, the first screening for this analog. That's dirty. Let me clean it first. So the first thing you need to observe if the analog ribbon cable. So if the ribbon cable it's okay, like this ribbon cable is actually it's okay, it's not damaged at all, and the analog it's not corrosive or water damage or something. Actually this is the okay. What's the problem? I don't see anything wrong with the ribbon cable and this analog. Okay, maybe it's not the analog problem. Or if you want to check your analog it's working or not, you can swap from the left analog to the right analog. If you want to check the problem is come from the analog or the else, so you can swap this analog to check if the your analog is still working. But let's we check the another at first. Let's we check the PCB, the left port for the analog. So this is the left port, analog left port. Yeah. So it is the button and this the PlayStation button, I think. So let's we check this component. So we come back to this left port for the analog, left port for the analog. So the first we need to do is to check whether this port has a good connection. We can use the multimeter like what I used in this session. You can check the continuous signal. So the first thing to do is to check if there is no short circuit on this port. So we can use the ground. All right, we can check. Okay. Okay. Okay, what's wrong with this? Oh, this is the resistor jump. That's good. Let's move it the other side. Let's recheck. Okay, that's good. Oh, this is the resistor jump. Okay. I didn't see anything wrong with this port. It's not short. This is good. Oh, we see that there is a problem here. It's like a burn something. It's like burning something. So let's check the continuity of this path. So if I can see, this is this component. It's oh, this component is the power component, power regulator, I think. And that's a burnt thing it's over there. So let's check this chip. If I can trace this one, let me see it at first. Okay, this component it's connected to the other side, to this side, to this, if you can see, to this side, to this side. So this via is connected to the this component, and this via it's connected to this one, connected to this one, and this one it's connected to this via. And this via it's has been burned to. You can see, right? Yes, this has been burned to. So we can conclude that this via it's directly connected to this component, but it's not. Maybe this caused the problem. So we already know that the power regulator on this board for powering the analog, it's not connected to this pin. This pin actually it's the ribbon coupler to connect this left port to the main port. So we try to fix it. So we need to soldering this port. So let me use this first. Oh yeah, it's connected. So I need to prepare the very thin cable, if you can see this very thin cable, to connect this pin to this pin. So let me try it. So we already done for connecting this pin. Let's move to the other. Okay. It's hard to connect, so you can do by use a little bit sort of rest on this side. You can So this part it's very thin. Let me solder it first without the camera because it's very hard. I need to see it more closely to solder it. So let me solder it first. Okay, so I've done to solder this pin. So I've done solder this pin, the from this pin to this pin. So if we done to solder it, we need to test it the continuity of this pad. So let's we check. So let's we check first. Yeah, it's connected, but you need to check the other for the other to check that this pad it's not connected to the others, especially to the ground. So you need to check to the ground. If the ground is not connected, yeah, congratulations, your soldering it's done. It's good to test this pad that's connected to the other or not to make sure that your soldering it's not messy and not connected to the other side to other pad that's not need to connect. Hmm. Yep. Okay, it's not connected to the another pad. It's mean that your our soldering it's good. It's not connected, and then we need to cover this cable because it's dangerous. Because this cable actually very conductive. We need to cover it with some tape. So we use tape like this. We need to cut it as small as possible. Actually, you can use the another tape you can that you have. Actually, it's only to cover this cable. So we already done to cover the cable. It's not the best, but it's just cover it. It's good to cover it to make sure that your cable it's not exposed to the other pad, especially if your cable is touching the other component. It's very dangerous. And make sure that your cable on this side is covered. So we have done soldering and covering this cable. So let's we check to Let's we install it to the PS Vita and we check whether it's work or not. So the first thing we do is to install this analog stick. Where's my screw? Okay, we install it first. Yes, we done. Okay, yes, we done. And then we apply it. We install it to this side very carefully because you can break this your soldering cable. Yes, and now we need to screw it. Oh no, I just break this solder. I need to repeat it. Let's repeat it. So here I just finished to solder it again. So make sure that you very carefully to replace this part after you soldering it. So we start again to replace it. But uh, in this try, you need to carefully. I need to carefully place it. I don't want to use. I don't want to solder it. It's very small and it's almost not. I'm not see at all. Okay, good. So next we're replacing this screw. Where's my other screw? The next tip, you need to manage your screw so you don't miss it. Oh my god, where's my other screw? Oh, here you are. Very carefully, very carefully. attach it. Now we install the ribbon cable. Unlock it first. Ribbon cable to connect the main port. Very careful. Okay. The last is to install this trigger ribbon cable. Okay. After you install it all, I would just want to check if there is no short. This is the last check. Okay, it's connected. It's good. It's good. Now we install the battery. And last, it's to install the package and plug this ribbon cable to this main port. Actually, it is very hard to plug this ribbon cable because it's very short. Here we go. And fasten. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot to install this trigger button. Close the package. And before I screw this package, I want to check it so I can show that my installation is working. So it's turned on, it means it's good signal. They asked me to set the new time because this will be reset because I plugged this battery, so this time for this PS Vita we need to set it again. So we check. Okay, the pad work. We check with the Vita hardware. Why? Let's enable it. Yes. Oh, I almost forget. We did not plug this memory card. So insert the memory card. We start it again. Okay. Okay. As you check, okay, the button work, the right analog it's work, start button work, D-pad work, and moment of truth. Yep. Now the analog working. Okay, I think we finished to fix this PlayStation Vita. Let me screw the package. So voila, we finished to fix this PlayStation Vita who has the left analog problem, and we do not replace this analog, but we fix this port, this analog left port. So there is no problem with the analog, and we have noted that the problem is come from the port where is the regulator. The analog regulator is not connected to the main port. It's mean that this analog it's not powered at all. So and we fix to soldering, jumping the power line from the main port from the through the ribbon cable to this left analog PCB. So we have fixed it, so it's work again. So we have fixed this PlayStation Vita with the left analog broken without replacing the analog. We already know that the problem it's not the analog, but it's the PCB or the port that the analog attached. We fix it without buy anything parts, so it's $0 fixing. So if this video it really helps you, please considering to hit the like button, and if you want to see the other video like this, please subscribe to my channel, and see you, sampai jumpa.